So somebody came to us with this problem. This is an instrument. I'll step back here a minute. So this is they have all these instruments, and by using the survey queue or whatever, they're moving forward or whatever based on answers, blah, blah, blah. So they got to this one, and they have it set so that when they hit a header, it breaks the page. So there was this question. What was happening is at the bottom of the page, and there's a lot of branching logic that goes on here. People were putting in, their height, and when they tabbed out of it, it would not give the subsequent question that was based on a calculation that was occurring as a result of the height. And it was throwing them out more or less of the instrument. I mean, it wasn't progressing the way it was supposed to, and it was set up perfectly. And I've not seen this before, so that's why I'm kind of trying to demo it now. But it turned out that whenever, I think in any application that involves a calculation, and this involved this BMI calculation to drive the next questions, if you're trying to go to another page, it takes, even if it's microseconds, to make the calculation. The move to a different page is immediate, or the move to a branching logic can be immediate. And in this case, there was a need for this instrument to just catch its breath to do this equation so it could move forward correctly. I'm describing this the best I could. I put in the ticket for the solution that if you have a question, you better just come to me, because I'm going to have a hard time putting this into text. It'd take too long. But the solution to keep this from crapping out was to put a fake blank question in here, which, as REDCap went through this logically, it would hit this is not a real question, which was just enough time to let it make that BMI calculation and then display whichever one of these, well, display this if it should, either one of these if it should, and it would allow the flow to work correctly. But without it, it constantly jumped into some other instrument that made no sense. And we've seen a couple of these things lately, one of which I'm still trying to figure out how this could be. And this was just a guess on my part from knowing how the flow of calculations and data processing would work. But if you somehow seem to get to the bottom of a page and a calculation is part of the end of your instrument and you expect it to bounce to a new page and it's failing, you may want to stick in a field that is unrelated to anything. It's not gathering any information. It's just hidden on this survey. And it doesn't do anything, but it gives the REDCap a second to catch its breath, to make that BMI calculation, and then go to the next question. I'm throwing that out in case you see something like that, that you'll have a possible solution. I'm not guaranteeing this is a solution for every problem like that. I would have put money. This is a project with multiple arms and multiple instruments, and when the ticket came in, I was sure it was going to be an issue of the arms and how you actually call a smart variable by using both the event and the field name. And I figured there was something going on in the survey queue. It wasn't being called correctly, all of this. But I mean, after working with these people and looking at it, it was spot on perfect, but it didn't work. So anyway, if you run into something like this where it's missing the branching logic because of a calculation, you might try sticking a blank field in there just to give it a chance to catch its breath.